So here we'll look at some basic arithmetic operations and the C++ math operators. Pretty straightforward. I have a couple of integer variables here. X is equal to 10 and Y is equal to 3, so those are the values that we'll use. So here we go. The sum, obviously, would be X plus Y. No surprises there. The difference would be, I don't know why I put a 7 there, X minus Y. And so 10 minus 3 would be 7. And let's see, the product would be the multiplication of the two, so we'd get 30 out of that. Now here's where things get a little interesting. The quotient, X divided by Y, should be 3.33 and so on. We'll see about that. When we run this, we'll see what kind of output we get. We're going to get a surprise there. This is something that you might not be familiar with. It's the modulus operator. That would be the percent sign. The modulus operator will give us the remainder of a quotient. So 10 divided by 3 is 3 with the remainder of 1. So we would get a 1 out of this into the remainder. That's useful if you're looking for values that are perhaps evenly divisible by another value, or when we'll use this when we generate random numbers. So we'll use this a little bit, the modulus, but not as much as the other math operators. Okay, so I have some cascading here in the cout. In the standard output stream. So basically we'll just see all these math operations kind of written out and their results. And let's keep an eye on the quotient, the division operation, because that is going to give us an unexpected result. Okay, running the program now. Okay, so here are our results. And we see the addition, subtraction, multiplication. Okay, this one. The 10 divided by 3. 10 divided by 3 should be 3.33 and so on. And you know what? Look, I did put the result into a float variable that could accommodate that 0.333, but we didn't get it. We have an inaccurate result. This is a phenomenon called integer division. Integer division. And I'm not going to talk about the remedy in this video. I'll do it in the next video, but this is something that we have to be mindful of. And I'll explain it more in the next video. But right now, that's an undesired result. And then you see the remainder of the quotient also. That's what we were expecting, a remainder of 1. So just a couple more special C++ operators I want to talk about. Let me uncomment this here. We have what is called the arithmetic assignment operator. For example, let's say I wanted to say x is equal to, just this line here, x is equal to x plus y. So if that were the case, x and y are 13, and then that would be the new value assigned to x. So x would be 13. This is a very common thing to want to do, is to say, okay, this variable is equal to itself plus another value, and then we're going to overwrite what's in there. Very common statement, not right away for us, but once we start talking about loops, we're going to do this type of thing all the time. So this is such a common thing to want to do in programming that there's a shorthand expression for it, and this is it. It's called the arithmetic assignment operator. So this here is a shorthand way of expressing this type of statement. It's like when you have a variable on both sides of the equal sign. That's arithmetic assignment. So that these two are saying the same thing. And again, we'll talk about this a lot more later, as well as the increment operator and the decrement operator. This, when you put a plus plus on a variable, it's just going to increment it by 1. If you put a minus minus, it's going to decrement that value by 1. Again, very common thing to want to do, which is why we have these shortcuts for these operations.